A group of white supremacists has founded a 160-acre settlement in the Ozark Hills for white people only, and it's called Return to the Land. It was set up in 2023 by two men named Eric Orwell and Peter Cesare, and it explicitly bans Jewish people, LGBTQ individuals, and anyone who isn't a white Christian of European descent. In this case, it turns out Jews are not considered white after all. Now, this white-only town is vetting members through interviews and ancestry screening, and only those who can prove European roots are allowed in. Right now, about 40 people live there full-time, but hundreds more around the world have already paid for membership. And once accepted, members can buy land, but instead of traditional deeds, they're sold LLC shares tied to private plots. The group claims that this loophole lets them bypass civil rights housing laws.
Whites decided that they were going to build an all-white town, and it failed. Of course it did, because what are you going to use in your all-white town that wasn't made by a black person? I just want to know what invention you plan on using in your all-white town that is not part of modern-day technology. You can't even have a stoplight.
So I found out how they are failing at their little town that they were trying to build. A few people in the comments told me what was up. Somebody first was telling me that their funds was short. They didn't have enough funds to continue building their town. Then I had another person tell me that it is the funds, but it's because the leader of the group or whatever got all the funds, like the people who donated loans and shit. So he got all the money, took off the money, and he took off. So he ran off on the plug twice. So the story is supposedly the leader ran off on their ass with all the money. Now they trying to find other ways to get people to donate money or help them fund their community so that they can continue building. So for all y'all that was like, damn, I was really hoping that it would succeed. I was really hoping that they would. If you want to spend your black dollars to help them build their community, go to on. But other than that, that's what I got to tell y'all. He ran off on the plug. Ran off on the plug twice. He steady calling, they ain't calling back. Damn, boy, this good. This just gets better and better. I swear to God, bro.
So whites only towns. There are 3 in the country. 1 in Idaho, 1 in Arkansas, and 1 popping up in Missouri. The one in Arkansas is the one I looked into. It's 186 acres near the Ozarks. It has 40 people living in it. That already tells me that not even the white nationalists want to move with these motherfuckers. Meanwhile, they're saying that they don't accept anybody that doesn't have European religions like Christianity, that is not of European descent, that is of color, that is Jewish, or that is non-gender conforming. So very inclusive. How is this legal? It's not. The way they describe it in the interview with Sky News is that they have set it up as a private club, and they think that allows them to do the discrimination. However, private clubs are not allowed to discriminate either. The problem is that nobody has taken them to court yet. Somebody will, and it's going to be interesting to see what this fucking country does with the administration that we have. So I'm going to play a clip for you where one of the guys is being asked if he can say that the Holocaust was a bad thing, and your head's going to hurt. Watch.
Well, that's your opinion. Really. I think the Holodomor was much worse than the Holocaust. That's my opinion. I mean, we're allowed to have opinions.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can say they're both bad. The Holocaust was bad.
But do you know anything about the Holodomor?
Yeah, in Ukraine,
right.
The famine, I know a little bit about it. And I know it was sort of, when we're coming to talking about the Holocaust, it's always about something else. And, you know, I think most people would agree the Holocaust was a bad thing.
Right.
But you're not willing to agree with that.
What, do you want to talk? I don't really see it as concerning when it's acceptable, it's publicly, socially acceptable in the United States for leftists to support Chairman Mao.
Simple fact that this guy cannot even say that it was a bad thing and compares it to another issue that happened in Ukraine due to the Russians. This is the comparison right here. It's not even close. This shows you the level of ignorance and lack of education that these people have. And then he goes on to say that it is weird that the left can worship and follow Mao publicly, but he cannot talk about the mustache man publicly. Who the fuck follows Mao? I've never ever seen somebody on the left say, I follow Mao till the death. Or Mao was a controversial figure. Nobody. That tells you how these people live in their own fucking bubble.
Around for a new year to come. And he said he's not going to show up. You have to do the work for that to arrive.
Is a very controversial historical figure. I think the mainstream view is one-sided. It's informed by World War II propaganda. All historical figures are complex, multidimensional.
Controversial figure that needs to be seen from the nuances of history, which is completely stupid. There's nothing controversial about the guy. The guy was pretty blatant. We know what he did. There's nothing controversial. So far what they have is 40 people with an IQ of 80 when you add all of them up at the same time. So nothing to worry about in the meantime. However, their plans are to expand worldwide because they say they're going to bring the new fucking revitalizing of the white culture or some shit like that. I'm Alex. This is my rant. This is stupid.
Funniest part about that whites only town in Arkansas, black folks ain't mad, and you're mad, we not mad. So there's a brand new whites only town in Arkansas, and the gag is black people don't even care. Now, I've seen the comments. Why aren't black people upset? Why are you mad about this? We gonna clear this up right now. Nobody's upset, Popo. See, the one thing black people ain't gonna do is lose sleep over other people that want to create a safe space for themselves. Build your own little town, plant a flag, that's fine. Hang a welcome sign, whatever makes you feel good. Honestly, we gotta be real about something, because I saw the interviews, I saw the clips. This ain't a town of exceptional people. I mean, think about it. If you drop everything to move to this town, you probably already didn't have much going on anyway, right? And that's not shade, that's facts. So the question is again, why should black folks care? This is the part that cracks me up the most. Y'all want us to care. I see the confusion in your eyes. I see it. Y'all like, don't the blacks care? Don't they want to be where we are? Nah. We just want to make sure when we build our communities, we're not cheated out of the things that we're supposed to have. That's all we care about, boo. And it's wild because history has shown as soon as black people do build their own thriving spaces, what happened? Some of your people roll up and burn the whole thing down. But we're supposed to believe now y'all just want to be left alone. Child, I'm going to tell you what really gave it away for me, though. The fact that they ran to the media. That's not privacy, y'all. That's desperation. Numbers must be low. If you got to beg the evening news to let them know that you exist, waitlist my ass. See, if black folks were building their town, the media would be the last people that we want to know about it. We gatekeep. We ain't trying to broadcast. But y'all couldn't wait to hold a press conference. That's not security, that's thirst. So no, we're not upset, we're not jealous, we're not even plotting to crash your party. Because truth be told, we really don't care. And honestly, that's what really bothers y'all.
What we've done here is establish a place where we have control over who our neighbors are, and that is just for the sake of preserving, our culture.
And that culture, effectively, we're saying this is a white culture, a whites-only place.
White American culture.
Over the last year and a half, high up in the Ozark Hills in the state of Arkansas, dozens of people have been working hard, leveling the land, building houses. They call it an intentional community based around shared ancestry, a long-winded way of saying something really quite simple. If you're black, if you're Jewish, or if you're gay, you can't be part of that community.
They can have their own communities, and they already do. And I think that's great for them. And it's like if other people are allowed to do it, I don't really see why whites aren't allowed to do it. It doesn't make any sense. So it's important for me to do this for my ancestors, my friends, my family, my children, my children's children.
I mean, it's giving cult vibes. Haven't the Clears been doing this since forever? Ain't they doing that up in Utah? Don't they got shit like that going on in Colorado? This is not nothing new. People in the comments talking about, oh my God, we're cooked as a nation. No, we're not. There's still hundreds of sundown towns in the United States of America in 2025. Sundown towns where people that look like me cannot be outside once the sun goes down. Yeah, we don't talk about those things, but that is very much so alive and thriving. And don't nobody want to be around them funky ass people that talking about preserving white culture. Chat, what's the culture? What? What is it? Because what is going on? We don't give a damn. Why is that on the news? Like they doing something so profound. Oh, blacks can have their own. We can have... Bitch, no, we can't, because y'all funky asses can't mind y'all motherfucking business. Maybe we should try to do this. I mean, it is 2025. Maybe we could get it off, but we just got to do it in secrecy. We don't need to be on the motherfucking news, because once y'all get wind of us doing any motherfucking thing, here y'all funky asses come like sinners. We just want to come and party with y'all. Can we come to the cookout? Trying to knock it down, burn it down. There's women that have like these beautiful farms, melanin rich women. They have ranches. They have acres. Like I see it. They've literally had to call the police so many times because white people would literally come and chop their trees down, leave feces on their doorsteps, do things to their animals. White people do not leave black people alone. So I don't know why the fuck y'all sitting up here doing this like we give a fuck. We don't want to be around y'all. And this is not me saying that all of y'all are bad, because I have friends from every background that I actually love and fuck with the long way. But as a collective, we would love to be able to get some shit off like that. But every time we do something, y'all fuck with us. We're not going to fuck with you. Ain't nobody going to come and try to apply to live in an all-whites town. Even if it didn't say all-white, who the fuck is going to the middle of Arkansas with people that look like y'all? First of all, I am very afraid. Just seeing your face, that them dogs running around, y'all look scary as all outdoors. It looks like the beginning of a scary movie. No thanks. Anyways, y'all care about this? Spread love is the Brooklyn way. Like,
the town is not for black people, it's not for Jewish people, just like she said, and it's only for Christian white people, right? So if you're white and you have some black in you, then you are not allowed in that town, okay? And if you ask me if this is okay, if they pay for it and they say this is private property and blah, blah, blah cannot come here, or you can't come here if you don't look like this, then I don't have a problem not going there. Okay, I think it's a problem that we have today where everybody thinks that everything should and is for them, and I firmly believe that that shit is not true at all. Welcome to the DeMarco effect. You'll get the full effect of me. Okay, that might sound up to some people like, hey, just because I'm black or Jewish or Asian or whatever, I should be able to enter there and go to their town. But my whole point is, why would you want to go somewhere where someone tell you you're clearly not welcomed? That's the entitlement of you. Don't get yourself in trouble because you have pride and an ego. You have to drop that and don't worry about it, especially if that's not near you. Okay, but we'll continue with the video and what they're saying. But I just firmly don't believe in going somewhere where you're not wanted. Doesn't matter if you're allowed, but if you're not wanted.
So I caught wind of the whites only town going up in Missouri. You can click on the Stitch video to see what exactly it is, okay? So there's this other whites only town, okay? Okay, this isn't going to be the first, and it's probably not going to be last. I approve, actually. I approve, because that'll give every single person who does not want to be around anyone who is non-white a place to go, okay? Since they don't want to travel back to Europe, it'll give them a place to go and stay. I would like, if I can offer some suggestions, I would like them to actually build a wall around themselves. Okay, that's what I would actually, I honestly would, just to be clear. I think they should build a huge wall around themselves and just stay there. And this will actually take the pressure off of Black America. It'll actually take the pressure off of the indigenous. It'll take the pressure off for us to build our own communities then, because you will already have had, because they plan on expanding this to 50 different states. So that way we'll have everything out here and you can have everything within your walls. Okay? I love the idea. I think it's perfect. All right? I think this is one of the best ideas I've ever heard, actually. Like before, okay, so there were sundown towns before, okay? And there's still sundown towns. But I just feel like
No, just build the wall around yourself. Just build the wall. Disconnect. Like, take the highway and cut that joker. Like, don't let there be a way in or out. You know, have a certain amount of land. Get the land that you want, okay? Get the land that you want and just never come outside. Make sure you have everything you need in there, okay? Everything, and stay there, all right? Take your little minions with you, okay? Now, for all the white folks who think like regular common human beings, they can stay out here with us because they think y'all cuckoo too, okay? So I think that this is a great plan. I think it's a great idea. There should be passes. If they want to come out into, because they're taking their European ancestry and everything to make sure they don't have any other thing inside their lineage, right? So I think that in order for them to come outside into our world, okay, then they need to have a certain pass, and they need to be back inside their little, I don't know, their little community after a certain time. Okay, I just really think that, you know what I'm saying? Because what are you doing? Like, you need to have a pass because you decided you wanted to go. You have a pass to come. I mean, because all of our hospitals out here, everybody can come to. You know what I'm saying? Everybody. So there's no reason for you to have to come out here to our post office with our black mail and our Latino mail. Okay? With our stamps with black folks on them and stuff like that. You don't want to see that kind of stuff. So you use your own post office and you have your own carriers and everything else and your own airlines, because the airlines out here, okay, they carry everybody, okay? So I don't know what type of thing that the airline is going to do, but they need to have some type of fee, a whites only fee, that they have to pay to sit in a whites only area. That'll make the airlines a lot of money. So listen up for everybody. If they have to come outside of the walls for business, there should be a fee. You think up your own fee so that they can have their whites only section. That's an expensive section. That will bring money into the economy. That's their own section right there. Shoot, look, I'll open up a business. I'll be right outside of town just so I can get that money. Okay, come on out. You need something? Okay, go sit in the whites only section, and that's an extra $1,000. You know what I'm saying? So just go ahead and benefit off of it. Don't get mad, get glad. Don't get mad, get glad, baby. Capitalize on it, because you know those type of people special, and they want special freaking treatment. So give them the special freaking treatment they need, because they rich now. I applaud it.
They say the all-white town in Arkansas failed. You don't say.
Like, they're gonna notice that it's failing whenever Becky's trying to make burrito tacos.
Them folks ain't even make it 2 months without there being talks of them actually failing as a community, bro. I feel like Paul Atreides, Bleez and Aga Eve type shit. Oh, that shit is nuts, bro. And I haven't seen anything that like concretely says that it's failed. You know what I mean? But I can infer what they're going through. Because if you look at how the farmers in Arkansas are dealing with the Trump administration, the Trump regime, you know, them farmers are struggling, and I'm assuming that them folks down there are struggling even more than the farmers. You know, because it's really funny, bruh. It's really funny because I had a whole bunch of white folks in my comments talking about we don't need y'all, we don't need colors, we don't need the blacks, you know. When it's obvious that you do, you know, like a lot of the labor and a lot of the materials that y'all need in order to survive come from color folks, come from people of color. You know what I mean? So I'm just do a little victory lap type shit, you know. But I was right, goddammit.
when y'all made that all white town in Arkansas, how did y'all expect Black people to react? Did y'all want us to like riot? Did you want us to like burn the city down, protest? How did y'all expect us to react? Because the reaction that you're getting is clearly not what you were looking for. Because if that would be the case, you wouldn't be trying to open up a whole nother city just like Arkansas. You know, we've been excluded from places pretty much for generations. So why the fuck would we care about being excluded from a town in West Bumblefuck? You're acting like we can't go to Miami or LA or fucking Atlanta. Bitch, we don't give a fuck about Arkansas. I ain't never even been to Arkansas and I have no intentions on going there. Like, what the fuck? And like, think about it like this though. Like, y'all not even just excluding Black people. Y'all excluding Jewish people, you know, people that could possibly look just like you guys. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, y'all trying to exclude y'all own people too at this point. So what y'all thought y'all was going, where y'all thought that was going to go for y'all? You know what I mean? Or we trying to rage bait us? See if we going to get out our body? I'm curious to see what kind of reaction y'all were hoping to get from us. You know what I mean? Because we don't really give a fuck.
That all-white town in Arkansas better get their shit together before winter. I need them to take all these people. If America's not going to admit that we have a problem, I need them to take all of these people with them, right? All the racists, all the mass unalivers, all the child rapists, all of them. Just take them all up to Arkansas. And understand, I'm including the Kunologists in the Black community with this, so they can go with them as well. So it seems that they're having financial issues currently, right? What do you expect, right? They thought that racism was going to pay for their town. I don't know. This is their math. But at this point, I'm ready to donate to their asses to get them out of here. Another proud flag-flying American committed another mass unaliving. And apparently the United States government will not open their mouth to say, hey, we got an issue. So at this point, just pack them all up and send them up there. Honestly, how much money do you guys need? Because I'm tired. I'm tired of reporting about this. I'm tired of having conversations saying we have a gun problem. I'm tired. I'm exhausted by it, honestly.
I don't know why I see people like celebrating that old white town in Arkansas failed. Like, apparently, like, they were going to have a farm and then sell their products to, I guess, local markets and whatever, which is weird because then you'll be trying to sell white-only products to who? Because the non-racist white people are going to look at y'all like, bitch, I'm not buying from you. And I hope you don't think any Black, Latino, Asian, indigenous people are going to buy from you. But apparently that failed because the farming industry right now is flopping because of, you know, the lack of workers. So they're packing up and going to, I think they said Missouri or something like that. I hope they're trying to have a different game plan because the farming industry in general is having a tough time. A lot of bankruptcies is like about to roll out. But yeah, y'all celebrating it like, and I'm mad. Like, I wanted y'all to have what y'all wanted so bad. Like, I wanted y'all to have the same amounts of rights that reservations have with the government and police and everything like that. We wanted y'all to have as much rights as them. You know, if people go missing from your little town, oh well, good luck finding them because the police ain't gonna do it. Government don't care. I wanted y'all little exclusive town. Keep y'all asses over there, you know? Thug it out between yourselves and let's see how really good at y'all are at creating a town that's for y'all by y'all. Also without using any type of equipments that were created by any minority. Like, thug it out, y'all. I wanted them to really thug it out. See if their town was gonna be as civilized as possible. Without, you know, becoming a cult and, you know, grooming and all that stuff that goes with it. I really want y'all to work out. I hope y'all do. Like, I really want it to work out. Like, I'm looking forward to the documentary. You know, true crime. I hope Missouri works out for y'all. Like, I'm so serious. Like, me personally, I like my racist. Like, I know where y'all at. Ain't no fake liberal bullshit. Like, I really like y'all like that. Like, I'm happy for y'all. I hope your plan succeeds. And I'm so serious. Like, I can't wait for the Netflix documentary.
So I'm scrolling through the mean streets of TikTok and Twitter, and I'm minding my business, minding y'all business, right? But minding my business, you know what I'm saying? I'm minding y'all business, but I'm not making too much noise because I'm in somebody else's business, if that makes sense. And out of nowhere, the type of conversation comes up about the all-white town in Arkansas. And I'm like, oh, shit. Let me lock the fuck in because I know the farmers in Arkansas are struggling right now. They're having a hard time.
And I literally just said last week that they have yet to put two and two together, that they have been basically used as a sacrifice. And where I got that from was the fact that, I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but like Bush, Barbara, and J.W. Bush or G.W. Bush, right? They own a farm and they're making billions annually off this farm. Now, word on the curb is the way that they acquired the farm was nefarious, or it may be some other things going on in terms of the sale of said farm. So I'm like, okay, like I see the setup, I see what's going on. And immediately after I found out that both Google, or the owners of Google, that basically Bill Gates and JD Vance had something to do with like what's going on in Arkansas with the farmers losing everything and all the recent self-deletions of the farmers that was like whining and complaining because they going into bankruptcy, I know for a fact it's some shit jumping off in Arkansas. So that's not too far away from what has been happening with the new all-whites town in Arkansas. Girl, tell me why. Y'all not gonna believe this. The all-whites town in Arkansas ain't been open for a whole year. They already gotta move. I said, damn, already? No. Where? So they was like, yeah, girl, they broke. Turns out they never realized that the majority of the shit that they use on a daily basis was actually created by black folk. And a lot of the conveniences that they have in their life was created by people of color, black people included. So now that Arkansas is struggling in a farming sector, that was the foundation in which they was going to be living and building off of. They was just going to farm. And that's how they was going to get their money. And they was going to farm. They was going to take it to the local shops. They was going to sell it. And that was going to help them keep the shit alive. But since the farming sector in Arkansas is trash right now, they got to pick up and they got to move to Missouri. Girl, the all-whites town has already failed. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you. Because what kind of destiny was you trying to manifest? Even the manifest destiny that they spoke about in the doctrines in the United States, even that destiny that they spoke of, that they tried to manifest, baby, that destiny was manifested off the backs of everybody else's ancestors, not yours. And on top of that, to boot that, your ancestors used to marry children away at the age as young as 9 years old to be a wife. 9. You heard that correctly. Now, I did see the reports in which they were speaking about how their kids can grow up in a safe environment. Baby, the call is coming from inside of the house. And not only are your kids not in a safe environment, now y'all got to pack up all your shit, pick it up, and move y'all Caucasian haven to Missouri. Missouri. It's cold as hell in Missouri. And judging by the farming sector and the way things are going with those billionaires seeking to swipe up all the farms nationally from a bunch of farmers, baby, you may end up being nomadic. You may end up being nomadic. You may have to go from state to state, time to time. That's a cult. And when things are shaky like that, when they can't seem to stabilize the financial aspect of it, that's how you know you in a cult. When they got to pick you up and move you everywhere, and they got to keep reiterating the ideology and why you're doing this and this, that's a cult. You're in a cult. That's a cult. And give it a little bit of time. But they will definitely be running up. The men in that community they will be running up into your nursery. They will be running up into your cradles because they don't want you. I mean, they'll take you, just a little quick pump, a little 1-2, but they want them babies. They want them babies. So, congratulations. You're in a cult. Everything that I've heard about this all white town in Arkansas screams cult. Screams cult. And you guys have created an all white town, but there's no Taco Tuesday. That alone would have, if I was white, that alone would have sent me over the edge. That alone would have been like, I'm out. Fuck that. Nope. I need my margaritas and my nachos. I need all that. Like, no. I want to see a little man in a poncho and a sombrero. I want to hear him singing traditionally Mexican songs. I need my Taco Tuesday. It's like the only thing keeping me sane right now. Okay? So, I'm out. I'm sorry. I'm out. I don't want to do this with you guys. And they didn't already ran out of money already. They can't, no Taco Tuesday. And y'all ain't got no money. And y'all got to move to Missouri out of all places. Chill.
White folks done started to create white-only towns, y'all.
No blacks, no Jews, no gays. Called Return to the Land, and it is a town open to white people only. This is a new update of age-old prejudice.
What we've done here is establish a place where we have control over who our neighbors are, and that is just for the sake of preserving, our culture.
And that culture, effectively, we're saying this is a white culture, a whites-only place.
White American culture.
But what this sounds like is bringing back segregation. Is that a fair assessment?
It's free association. So we're not trying to keep other people down. This is a small settlement in the middle of the Ozarks.
But they are being kept out, even if...
you don't let everyone into your home.
Trump done put the battery in these folks' back. Y'all can keep y'all white-only pies, y'all potato salad with the raisins, y'all unseasoned chicken. We couldn't care less. That's why you haven't seen no uproar from the black community. Y'all are the ones with the issue. We be minding our business. The issue was never us. It was always them. They always wanted to be separate. And then when we started to do our thing and started to be successful, they had an issue with it. That's why they burnt down Tulsa. That's why they burnt down Rosewood. That's why they flooded Lake Lanier. So, y'all go over there. Y'all go separate. Go do that. And we can start rebuilding.
Hot take, I don't have a problem with them having a white-only town or community. They have one already in Arkansas. It's a members-only community, and they're thinking about doing one in Missouri. But see, my only thing is, if you guys are going to do it, you need to do it the right way. Like, why stop out of town? You need an island. Somewhere you can escape the horrors of woke people and colored people and gay people that want basic human decency and equality and justice. Like, ew, somewhere far, I don't know, maybe the Epstein Island, Since Trump did say he was a terrific guy, I think it's only fitting that you take your king with you and, build the walls. You can keep all of us colored people and woke people out of it. And then that way you guys can live in the 1950s freely without us bothering you. But I don't know. That's just what I think. Let me know what you guys think. But yeah, I feel like you guys need to think bigger. Like, why would you want to be in a country that is so diverse? You need an island.
All right, today I want to react with you to a video that's going really viral on the internet. Sky News sent a reporter to rural Arkansas, to investigate a town that's being built for, quote, whites only. This is some truly disgusting stuff, and I haven't seen this video that I'm about to play, but we're going to talk about it, react to it together. I think it's important to shine light on stuff like this, as this outward racism in the United States is worse than it has been in decades. And I think it's also important for people watching this who look like me to realize that stuff like this has been happening for a while. It just hasn't been so out in the open. And so it's important to remember that as well, and how it relates to us fighting against it, and how it relates to Donald Trump, because frankly, he's empowering these groups. All right, let's take a look at this video together, and we'll react to it.
What we've done here is establish a place where we have control over who our neighbors are, and that is just for the sake of preserving, our culture.
And that culture effectively was saying, this is a white culture, a whites only place.
White American culture.
Over the last year and a half, high up in the Ozark Hills in the state of Arkansas, dozens of people have been working hard, leveling the land, building houses. They call it an intentional community based around shared ancestry, a long-winded way of saying something really quite simple.
I think we would generally be called far right, sure.
It's called Return to the Land, and they invited me in.
A lot of people are going to be, why are you making Nazi references?
Right. Well, why wouldn't I?
A seemingly bucolic and sometimes surreal experience. But this is built on a radical modern premise, made possible because of a new political and technological moment. One with strong ties to the most active far-right groups in the US. Instead of taking to the streets, they are building their own, for generations to come.
It's important for me to do this for my ancestors, my friends, my family, my children, my children's children.
But in this southern US state, people who have lived through segregation once fear it is returning.
When you hear things like that, it causes you to be fearful. And you don't know who to trust.
Its founder says he is building a fortress for the white race.
It's a racial association. I kind of want to ask you, after seeing this, do you think what we're doing is immoral?
Yes. I think what you're doing.
And we're back with part 2 of ensuring the Great White Migration, also known as Return to Stolen Land, goes exactly as planned. I was in the comments of my last video taking notes like I was getting my PhD in white delusion because my people, they really brought the receipts. So unfortunately for you, that means we're going to be expanding the list. Because if you're going to be building an all-white utopia, you're going to need to do it without anything created, invented, cultivated, or improved by someone non-white. Why? Because principles, right? Let's get it. Now, this first one is actually a correction because in my last video, I wished you good luck with your dried potatoes, but it was brought to my attention that potatoes were actually cultivated by the Inca. So, yeah, no potatoes for you. Let's just go ahead and add them next to seasoning and rhythm. Let's keep moving. Number 2, no cotton. How could I have left off cotton? And don't play dumb. You know why. So yes, that means no shirts, no sheets, no fruit of the loom drawers. Y'all better start weaving your own flax with those soft little hands. Next up, we have no washing machines, no dryers. George T. Sampson, a black inventor, changed the laundry game. So it looks like it's back to river rocks and hand wringing. Hope you like your clothes crunchy. Next up, we have no hot water heaters. Ooh, yeah, that's right. Cold showers only. Might help build character or resentment. Let's find out together. No color TV. Shout out to Mexican engineer Guillermo Gonzalez Camarena. Did I say that right? So unless you're watching static and black and white, you're going to have to act out Grey's Anatomy yourselves. No doorknobs. No electric elevator doors. No peanut butter. That's right. No PB&J for you. And don't even think about reaching for the hummus because chickpeas ain't yours either. From now on, it's boiled turnips and unseasoned tears. Now, see, in my last video, I already told y'all no more algebra. But after doing a little more digging, it turns out y'all don't get numbers at all. That's right. Those digits, Aztec and Arabic origins. So from now on, I guess just go ahead and count your livestock in grunts and stick piles from now on. No video games, which means no Call of Duty, no Sims, no little survival simulators where y'all build fake communities and still somehow struggle with inclusion. It's crazy. And go ahead and thank Jerry Lawson, a black inventor, for that. Or don't, since you're opting out. No government infrastructure. No public roads. No post office. No tax-funded anything. If you're leaving society, then leave the benefits that black, brown, and indigenous tax dollars pay for too. Fair is fair. No microwaves. No traffic lights. No refrigerated trucks. No gas masks. No clothing irons. No toasters. Yikes. Looks like just food poisoning and chaos. Y'all better learn how to live raw and reckless. And lastly, we have no blood banks, no pacemakers, and no home security systems. Because safety and survival, Those inventions came from Black brilliance too. So when disaster strikes, it's just you, your bootstraps, and that 19th century coping plan. Yeah. So yes, by all means, return to the land. Just make sure that it's with bare hands, bland food, and not a single stolen invention in your knapsack. And before you start hollering in the comments, we didn't steal, we conquered, let's be very clear. There's a big difference between taking something by force and creating something from scratch. You didn't build it, you inherited it, or borrowed it, or straight up stole it. It's not that nothing came from whiteness. It's just that almost everything you built relied on the brilliance, the labor, and the knowledge of others first. And if you really think you can rebuild without Black, brown, or indigenous brilliance, well, let's see how that works out for you.
Someone who's lived in Arkansas his whole life, I gotta ask, are y'all really surprised about this all-white town being built? That's northern Arkansas. If you know anything about northern Arkansas, you know people of color, and especially Black people, we don't play up there. Black people in Arkansas are in a couple of key spots. So a lot of us are concentrated in central Arkansas, right? That's the Little Rock, North Little Rock area, Jacksonville, Sherwood, Conway, a couple of us over in Benton. You got northeast Arkansas, that's over there in Jonesboro, and usually a lot of Black people go to Jonesboro because of ASU. Either that or they're from Memphis, West Helena, Osceola, Blytheville. You got Newport. You got a lot of folks up there. Northwest Arkansas, where you get Fayetteville. You got Fort Smith over there. You got a few of us over in Rogers. But then you go down to southern Arkansas. That's where the majority of us are. As a matter of fact, that's where a majority of us in the central Arkansas area are from. Naturally, you got Pine Bluff. Shout out to the city. You got Gould, McGee, Dumas, El Dorado, Texarkana, Crossit. Shout out to them boys from Magnolia. Like, we are real life scattered across the southern part of Arkansas, on into Mississippi, down into Louisiana, over into Texas. But that northern part, that northern central part of the state, we don't play up there with them people. Because a lot of y'all don't realize in the central part of northern Arkansas, a lot of those towns up there, they're only like 5 to 3% away from being all white. Like I said, we let them play by themselves. The Ozarks, you out your mind. As a matter of fact, there's a way to get to Missouri a whole lot faster if you go through places like Harrison, Arkansas. I go the long way around, all right? I'm going to be over there in Jonesboro, and then I'm going to make my way up. But yeah, man, them anti-vaxxers, bro, they ain't nothing but a liability to the people. All right? Let them play by themselves. Let them do what they're going to do. Let that community be what it is. They leave them alone, all right? Take the attention off of them. Turn the camera off.
No Black, no gay, and no Jewish people. That is the rule in this white-only town being built in Arkansas. Nope, this isn't 1950. It's happening right now in 2025 in the Ozarks. A group called Return to the Land has built what they proudly call a whites-only community on 160 acres in the Ozarks. They've got cabins, roads, fences, wells, community center, and even a private schoolhouse, all for people who pass their strict racial and cultural tests. To live there, you must be white with European ancestry, straight, Christian, and you cannot be Black, Jewish, LGBTQ, or follow a non-European religion. They vet applicants with video interviews, and some are even asked to prove their ancestry. The founders, Eric Orwell and Peter Sears, say that they want to create a, quote, fortress for the white race. In their own words, you want a white nation, build a white town. Now, here's the thing. They're calling it a private membership association to dodge federal housing laws. Basically, they sell membership shares through a company called Wisdom Woods LLC. And rather than traditional deeds, which they claim makes them exempt from anti-discrimination laws like the Fair Housing Act. And shockingly, well, maybe not, there's already 40 people living on the site and hundreds more worldwide are applying. They say they have things like goat herding, homeschool programs, flute recitals, and even a white baby bounty, basically rewarding white females for having more children. And I saw one of their interviews, and even their dog is white. And get this, they're not stopping in Arkansas. They've already announced plans to expand into Missouri near Springfield. Now, civil rights groups like the NAACP and Anti-Defamation League and state officials are calling it what it is, a modern-day experiment in segregation, racism, and legal loopholes. Arkansas's Attorney General is investigating, but as of right now, this community is still operating, still growing, and still recruiting. This isn't just a hate group in the woods, you guys. It's a test case to see if they can build a future where civil rights laws don't apply, as long as they call it private. This is insane.
Whites only community. Only white people are going to be allowed. Oh, probably shouldn't listen to that. So only white people are going to be allowed. What do you mean people aren't mad about that? Okay, but they're supposed to get really mad about it. Well, how about not just only whites, but no Jews either? We want whites only that are non-Jews. And we have the best attorney. Nobody's suing us over this? What do you mean nobody cares? Just laughing? No, Arkansas, the great state of northern Arkansas, who doesn't want to come to this community of ours? No one wants to come to Arkansas. The real estate agent told us everyone wanted that piece of property. Okay, well, so we'll just start in Arkansas, then we're going to move to Missouri. Missouri's even prettier. Still nobody? How about I say it louder? Whites only community. We're going to broadcast it, let everyone know only whites, non-Jewish. How segregated can we get this? Still no. Okay, so we'll call this whole thing Return to the Land. Does that make people mad? It does, because it's funny coming from white people returning to a land that was never theirs. Okay, so we'll call it Return to the Land. We'll start in Arkansas, expand to Missouri. What if we say we're going to go into all 50 states? Does that make people mad? They're still ignoring us. How is the top liked comment? No one gives a shit. Okay, well, we need to set up some interviews. The second most liked comment is Good Riddance Whiteys. Okay, now I'm offended. We need to get this on national news because we want people pissed off, because that's the only way we can feel anything emotionally. Who's gonna build our homes? What about the Mexican restaurants? Who's gonna open and run those? I don't know if we thought this all the way through.
Welcome everybody to the second meeting of our newly established Imbredia, a whites-only town. Today I would like to discuss what laws we would like to see put in place. Do I have any ideas? Yes. No seasoning on chicken, absolutely no seasoning on chicken. I always say when it comes to chicken, the more white, the more right. In fact, if you boil your chicken, you can get it even whiter. So I would strongly recommend that. Do we have any other ideas? Yes. No vaccines. Well, that's a gimme, Bill, you fucking idiot. If it can't be healed with ivermectin, then we will just die. We can make polio great again. Do I have any other ideas? Yes. We need a flag. I couldn't agree more. And in fact, I've been keeping something secret from y'all, something I've been working real hard on. I hope you like it as much as I do. This is my suggestion for the new Imbredia flag. You see, here we have the United States flag. We have a jar of mayo. What could represent us better? That's right, Linda, potato salad with raisins. The only way to eat a potato salad. Thank you all so much. All in favor of making this the new Imbredia flag? Excellent. This shall be our new flag. Thank you all so much. I'm getting tired and I need a smoke, so we're going to go ahead and adjourn this meeting. Next time, I want you to think about what kind of establishments you would like to see in Imbredia. Thank y'all so much.
This shit just keep getting better and better, y'all. So y'all remember the all-white town in Arkansas that they was building, right? For all the white people who didn't want to be around us to come. I'm sorry, I mean... Okay. So you mean to tell me it didn't work out for y'all? Yeah, not sundown. Well, you might as well call it sundown town because they was trying to make it an all-white town. But it failed, y'all. It failed. You can't make this shit up, bro. You can't make this shit up. I swear, y'all are the best entertainment we ever fucking had. I swear. Y'all only did that because y'all thought that shit was gonna really piss us off. We was really gonna be like, oh, they don't want to be around us. They trying to make a sundown town. Oh, they're trying to make another all-white town. And here it is. It failed. I guess didn't nobody want to come live with y'all, huh? Whew. It sucks to be y'all, don't it? I'm loving it. I don't know about nobody else, but I'm loving it. And I'm going to keep on putting this shit in y'all face, and I'm going to keep on pissing y'all off because it's fun. It's fucking fun. It is. But see, we got a reason to do it. Y'all didn't. Y'all just was doing this shit just because y'all are some evil, nasty motherfuckers. But karma's a bitch, ain't it?
What we've done here is establish a place where we have control over who our neighbors are, and that is just for the sake of preserving, our culture.
And that culture, effectively, we're saying this is a white culture, a whites only place.
White American culture.
Over the last year and a half, high up in the Ozark Hills in the state of Arkansas, dozens of people have been working hard, leveling the land, building houses. They call it an intentional community based around shared ancestry, a long-winded way of saying something really quite simple.
I think we would generally be called far right, sure.
It's called Return to the Land, and they invited me in.
A lot of people are going to be, why are you making Nazi references?
Right. Well, why wouldn't I?
A seemingly bucolic and sometimes surreal experience. But this is built on a radical modern premise, made possible because of a new political and technological moment.
What?
One with strong ties to the most active far-right groups in the US. Instead of taking to the streets, they are building their own, for generations to come.
It's important for me to do this for my ancestors, my friends, my family, my children, my children's children.
But in this southern US state, people who have lived through segregation once fear it is returning.
When you hear things like that, it causes you to be fearful. And you don't know who to trust.
Its founder says he is building a fortress for the white race.
It's a racial association. I kind of want to ask you, after seeing this, do you think what we're doing is immoral?
What do you mean that all-white town failed? How could a self-proclaimed superior race fail at anything? It's so many of them that don't want to be around other races. How do you fail at building something for you, by you? If every white racist moved to that town and support that town, y'all should be good. Your own government, your own restaurants, your own little honky-tonks. But you failed. Give Black people a chance to do something like that. And don't tear it down and watch what happens. Give Hispanic people a chance to build something like that and watch what would happen without tearing it down. Complain, complain, complain.
I support the idea of a whites only town, but only because I want those racist bigots out of my fucking city. If all of the racists live in one little town, honestly, you're doing us a community service because we don't want you here. It's so funny to watch white supremacists get pressed over the fact that we don't give a fuck that they are creating their own little whites only town. Like, if you're gonna be a racist bigot, honestly, I think the best thing you can do is go create your own little town so we don't have to fucking deal with you. If all of the bigots live in one town, I know where to avoid and who not to talk to. At that point, you're doing community service.
Are you saying I'm stupid?
No.
Do I look stupid to you?
Are we seriously mad about people wanting to have a whites-only community? Let's not forget the fact that we always label things Black own this and Black own that. So a white man, Eric Arwal, wanted to establish his own town for his own people, white people. He wanted to control who he had as neighbors. His goal is to preserve the purity of his culture and traditions. So what are we mad for? Let's not forget, a couple years ago, Ashley Scott and Renee Walters got together and created their own community, their own Black community. They wanted to create generational wealth and keep their legacy and culture. So I'm confused. What's the problem when the white people want to do it? And I know what you're going to say. You're going to try to bring up history and that victimization mentality. We're not doing that. We are not doing that. That happened many years ago. We're talking about now. We're not going to continue to bring up the past. At one point, we did have Black Wall Street. And yes, it was destroyed. However, we had the ability to rebuild, and we didn't. We were defeated. So we're not going to continue to play the victim. This is a voluntary self-segregation, not a forced one. Get over it.
People need to raise the alarm. They're starting an all-whites town in the Ozarks and Arkansas. Yeah, they don't want no non-white people, non-Christian, LGBTQ, Jews. They're saying that you have to have a DNA test to live there that leads back to your ancestry being European. That's not crazy at all, is it? Well, they speak on rhetoric that they want to be able to choose their neighbors and they want to preserve white American culture. I mean, but you have to have ancestry of Europeans. So why don't you just, all that money that's being spent, why don't you just go back to fucking Europe at this point like you tell everyone else? Now, this man that's ahead of this, he's trying to expand to Missouri, guys. How is this even allowed? They said it's a members-only association where they pay a fee and that's how they're getting away with it. Doesn't the power of the president have the ability to stop this? Like, this is clearly wrong, but this is the type of people that he encouraged. Now, I recall all throughout history when Black Americans tried to start their own community, their own economy and stuff like that, it got burnt down. Their towns got burnt down to smithereens. How the hell in 2025 are we allowing in the Ozark and Arkansas for them to build a whites-only community? I can't believe it, man. It's just unreal to me. Like, I'm having trouble. And it's just not Black Americans that can't live there. It's everybody. If you're non-white, if you don't have European ancestry, you are not allowed there. And he's planning on expanding. This is turning the clock back in history. The discrimination, the hate. This is absolutely unreal. And people are going to just let it happen. That's the way I see it. With that being said, guys, make sure you like this video, comment, let me know what you guys think, and as always, follow me.
Get him, Puffy Lion Dog.
Did Missouri just travel back to the 1950s? Well, this is Trump's America, so probably. According to new reports, a whites-only community could be coming to Missouri, with one already established in Arkansas. A man by the name of John Wesley Norton is trying to build what he calls a conservative, Christian, whites-only community outside of Springfield, Missouri. He says this community is for like-minded people. Let's be real, that means racists and segregation. This is in no way about values. This is about exclusion. It's about resurrecting white supremacy under the guise of freedom of association. And Missouri officials, they're silent, as you'd expect. They say nothing illegal is going on and it's private land. Since when did racism need a permit? If you're more upset about people protesting over the human rights violations of immigrants right now than you are about the resurrection of Jim Crow, then you're the problem. This isn't just a Missouri issue, this is a warning. Racism is alive and well, and it's buying land and building fences.
So, the white-only town in Arkansas has now failed. Yeah, because don't y'all know y'all built everything off the backs of us? It's your boy Youngstar63 Fat Jarrett the DJ. I need you to like, comment, follow, share, and get into this because I'm just really confused. Who did y'all think was going to do the work? Y'all don't be doing shit. Yes, you remember that big story back in last year when they had a whole whites-only town that was being promoted for white people to come use as a utopia in Arkansas? Yeah, failed. Failed. They're doing bad. They're going broke. Not doing well socially. They're failing. I just don't know what they expected to happen because y'all literally didn't build this one. So what'd you think you was going to build one over there? I'm actually kind of shocked though, because if y'all knew how to colonize before, y'all are descendants of colonizers. Y'all should be very, very profound at colonizing. Y'all don't be talking generation to generation. See, they didn't pass down their knowledge about how to do what y'all do. But see, they did for us. See, we come from the descendants of oppressed people, and what we do know how to do is fight back. So I don't know why y'all don't know how to colonize. I thought this would just be a 1, 2, 3 for y'all. Like, just set everything all up. You know, grocery stores with no seasoning aisles, Starbucks everywhere, no 2K or Madden tournaments, FIFA, Grand Theft Auto, and Fortnite only. Like, I thought y'all would just be happy and in the wind over there. But apparently, y'all are failing. And good for your asses. How y'all feel about it?
Thank you for watching Great Minds Blacks.